You pay your light bill, you fuel your generator, you complain about blackouts. Now here's something interesting. Aso Rock, the seat of power, is preparing to leave the national grid completely. By March 2026, the presidency says it will run fully on solar power. Let that sink in for a second. If the government itself is moving away from the grid, what does that say about the grid? Tonight on Ivory News, we're breaking this down. Is this smart financial planning, or does it quietly signal a lack of confidence in Nigeria's electricity system? Let's talk about it. According to the State House Permanent Secretary, Temitope Fashideni, the solar mini-grid project has already been completed and tested since December 2025. By March 2026, it should fully replace grid electricity at Aso Rock.
For the State House itself, the solar system was just being completed towards the end of last year. We have been in testing phase from December, and we are hopeful that maybe by March, we'll be able to do a full cutover.
Here's the government's reasoning. They say this move will reduce electricity costs, cut diesel generator spending, solve billing inconsistencies, and ensure stable power for critical operations. And here's where it gets interesting financially. Officials say Aso Rock was previously spending around 47 billion per year on electricity. Their argument is simple. If 17 billion invested in a solar system reduces that annual cost significantly, then it makes financial sense. They also claim that during testing, they discovered billing irregularities, including transformers being charged for power that wasn't even consumed.
However, what we have discovered in the course of all of this, especially during the testing phase, is that there has been a lot of overbilling that has been coming to the State House. I mean, what you see here doesn't cover the demand we are being made from, that is AEDC is making on us. When we're testing it, a number of the transformers in various, we were seeing that they were billing for electricity not supplied. So we are using that period now to point it out to them and hopefully do some recourse.
And they point to the State House Medical Center, which has reportedly been running mostly on solar since May 2025, with minimal grid dependence. Supporters say this isn't unusual. High-security facilities around the world often use independent power systems, including renewable installations like those seen at the White House. From a purely technical and financial angle, you can see the logic. But this is Nigeria, and context matters. For millions of Nigerians, this announcement doesn't just sound like cost-cutting. It feels symbolic. Because while Aso Rock secures uninterrupted solar power, ordinary Nigerians are still dealing with blackouts, tariff increases, and generator expenses. And then there's the political memory. During the 2022 campaign season, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu made a strong statement. He said if he could not deliver stable, uninterrupted electricity within 4 years, Nigerians should not vote for him again.
Whichever way, by all means necessary, you must have electricity, and you will not pay for estimated bill anymore. A promise made will be a promise kept. If I can't keep the promise and I come back for second term, don't vote for me. That's the truth. Unless I give you adequate reasons why I couldn't deliver.
That statement has resurfaced, especially after the national grid collapsed twice in January 2026. Opposition voices, including Peter Obi, have referenced that campaign promise in recent reactions. So when the presidency now announces it is leaving the grid entirely, many Nigerians connect the dots. They ask, if 17 billion naira can be mobilized for one compound, why is the national grid, serving over 200 million people, still struggling to consistently produce even 5,000 megawatts? Some civil society groups call it misplaced priority. Others say it looks like an admission that the grid cannot be trusted. And for citizens paying bills for unstable supply, this doesn't feel like innovation. It feels like separation. This debate isn't just about solar panels. It's about trust. Some Nigerians are saying, good, less pressure on the grid, let them go solar. Others are saying, if even Aso Rock can't depend on the grid, then what hope is there for the rest of us? Two emotions stand out, frustration and skepticism. Let's bring this home. Financially, the argument makes sense. 17 billion naira to potentially reduce 47 billion naira in annual costs. That's a defensible investment on paper. Environmentally, solar transition aligns with global energy trends.
Because while we've seen record growth in renewables and in clean energy investment over the last several years, that hasn't changed the fact that oil use and gas use and coal use and emissions have continued to rise at the same time, as we've been, many of us at the center, writing for a long time. Two things can both be true at the same time.
But leadership is not just about numbers. It's also about shared experience. When leaders disconnect from the same systems citizens rely on, people will question what that means. Is this modernization or quiet resignation? If the government truly wants to silence critics, the answer won't just be solar panels at Aso Rock. It will be measurable improvement in the national grid, the system millions still depend on daily. So let's hear from you. Is this smart long-term planning? Or does it suggest the grid has lost even government confidence? Does this move inspire hope for renewable transition or deepen your frustration? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Like this video if you appreciate balanced analysis. Subscribe to Ivory News Network for conversations that go beyond headlines. This is Ivory News Network. We don't take sides, we break it down.